Qualifying for the 2025 Japanese Grand Prix has concluded. Now, you've probably seen who's on pole position. You've probably seen it in the title. I will probably stick it in there, of course, which as a McLaren fan, this came as very much as a big surprise to me. But hey, it's somebody else at the end of the day, and we have very much an interesting race on the cards for tomorrow around Suzuka. But let's have a look at the 5 things that we learned from today's qualifying around Suzuka, Japan. So let's start with Isaac Hadjar. Apparently he had an issue in the car. According to Jack Villeneuve in the commentary here on the Sky broadcast, it was probably his seatbelts, but whatever the problem was, he couldn't remedy it during Q1, but despite that, he did manage to get through to Q2, and presumably after that, he did manage to get it fixed. Yeah, a loose seatbelt around a track where there is so much lateral G-force is 100% not what you need while you're trying to go fast, but go fast he did, of course. He did get through to Q2, and eventually into Q3 as well. Top 10 start for the Racing Bull. They very much converted their pace from practice into qualifying, at least in the hands of Isaac Hadjar, but it was not quite as rosy for the second Red Bull driver, although I would say a marked improvement from Yuki Tsunoda over what Liam Lawson managed in that car. He did look pretty much neck and neck through most of practice and also through Q1 as well with Max Verstappen, but he of course didn't make it through to Q3. He just couldn't get a lap together in Q2. Bit of a scruffy effort from him. He ended up lining up in P15 as a result. Interestingly, one place behind Liam Lawson, who, to be fair, I mean, we all saw this coming in terms of Lawson doing better than what he did in the Red Bull, in the Racing Bull. But yeah, being behind both of the Racing Bull is not a great look for Yuki, but it's his first race. Red Bull, give him time. Give him time. I'm sure he will do better. And he does seem more at home in that car than what Liam Lawson did, although I would wager that he would have done a lot better in the Racing Bulls, ironically. It's incredible stuff, but there you go. But there is some serious pace in that Red Bull, as we'll get onto pretty soon. But speaking of searing pace, red hot pace, we had another grass fire. Another grass fire. This time in Q2. Red flag. Couldn't run. Now, of course, last time I checked the weather forecast for Suzuka say it's going to rain tomorrow in the morning, so I don't see this being a problem for the Grand Prix tomorrow. However, the fact this has happened again after it happened twice in free practice 2 yesterday, I think is really embarrassing. I have to assume that the race officials, that the organisers of the Suzuka Grand Prix, that they can't, for some sort of weird FIA safety reason or something like that, they can't water the grass, because they'd be like, oh, if you go off the track, well, you know, that could be quite dangerous. I mean, let's just ignore the fact that it's actually on fire, you know. I mean, that is quite dangerous as well on a number of levels, not just for the drivers, also potentially for the spectators as well. I mean, you know, burning fumes is not exactly a nice thing to inhale now, is it? But yeah, they put it out, and we didn't get it again. But I tell you what, they've got to come out and say this is why we didn't water the grass, because in my expert opinion in this regard, watering grass should probably solve that issue, but evidently the FIA did not want to do that. So let's have a look at what their excuse is for this one, because they better have a good one, and they better not hide from it in the reports as well like they tried to yesterday. They better be honest about it this time. But yeah, searing hot pace as well from Ollie Bearman. Bearman, what a performance by him. Now, of course, both Haas cars managed to get into the points last time out in China, but in qualifying they weren't that great. However, Bearman this time around, wow, what a performance by him. Getting into Q3 in that Haas is no mean feat, particularly around a very technical track like Suzuka, where I think Haas have really even struggled to score points here in the past. They've not had many good finishes in Japan, I don't think. So this is a really impressive drive from him to do that. P10 in the end for him, a top 10 start, and as things stand, more points. So we'll see how he goes tomorrow. But yeah, McLaren, they did look like the fastest team through most of practice, most of qualifying, and 2 or 3 attempts to the rest of the field was looking comfortable. Piastri, Norris, it was only a question of who out of those 2 McLarens was going to stand on pole position, and the answer to that is neither. It was Max Verstappen, unbelievably, 4th pole position in a row around Japan, and he's going for his 4th victory in a row around this circuit as well, which would be an all-time record. He would beat Michael Schumacher's streak of 3 in a row between the year 2000 and 2002. Unbelievable stuff. Fantastic for Verstappen. He really did show his quality today. He didn't show his hand at any point until the last lap of Q3, and that takes some cojones, some serious cojones right there. So fair play to the guy. He did a fantastic job today. And yeah, I'll be fascinated to see if he can hold it through the race. I mean, having good pace over one lap is one thing, but having it over 53 laps for the Japanese Grand Prix tomorrow is another one. And of course, McLaren, you know, if you're thinking tactically, they can split their strategy because Piastri and Norris are both in P2 and P3. So it is going to be a fascinating race tomorrow. I thought, honestly, it would be a McLaren domination, to be honest, but clearly that is not going to be the case. Red Bull very much do have a chance in this one, so really well done by them. And of course, Max Verstappen as well, showing that when you get the setup of that car right, it's got some serious pace, but it's just getting the right driver in the right window to do it. That's the tough thing. So those are the things we learned from the Japanese Grand Prix, guys. Hope you have a fantastic day today. Have a great Saturday, and let's hope for a great Sunday morning race as well tomorrow. See you soon for much more content like this on the channel. Have a great weekend now. If you're not already, check out my interview with Mario Andretti. It went live yesterday on YouTube and the other platforms as well. Would really appreciate the support on that one as always. And I'll link the video at the end of this one going over those grass fires, the reasons why those grass fires are happening, and why we shouldn't see it tomorrow in the race as well, hopefully.